Teen pregnancy, human trafficking, poverty, and lack of access to health care. These and other women's human rights violations aren't just problems in other parts of the globe. Many North Carolina women and girls face these same challenges every day. One North Carolina resident, Beth Dagan, recognized an opportunity to make our community better by connecting these local and global issues.
There is a common denominator between all the issues that women are facing throughout the world and also here in North Carolina.
Combining her lifelong passion for women's human rights with over 20 years of experience with the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, WomenNC was formed. WomenNC's mission is to raise a generation in North Carolina that respects women's human rights. Since its inception in 2009, advocacy and programs have influenced over 20,000 change agents, including legislators, policymakers, community leaders, students, and the community at large, through annual seminars, workshops, events, personal meetings, and panel discussions in North Carolina and at the United Nations Annual Global Meeting on the Status of Women. WomenNC's advocacy has played an active role in women's access to health care and health justice, environmental justice, elimination of violence and human trafficking, elimination of food insecurity, protection from domestic violence and sexual abuse, and all other forms of injustices against women as outlined in the United Nations Convention to Eliminate All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, or CEDAW. Specific examples include WomenNC's participation in passage of North Carolina Senate Bill 683, also known as the Safe Harbor Victims of Human Trafficking Bill, promotion of the Campus Safety and Accountability Act, and ongoing advocacy for ratification of CEDAW by the U.S. Senate and cities for CEDAW. Believing in the importance of the next generation of leaders, the WomenNC Commission on the Status of Women Fellowship Program leads a group of select college students to the United Nations each year to present independent research projects and interact with world leaders. This one-of-a-kind signature program provides mentoring, leadership development, and networking, as well as a platform to bring global perspective back to our North Carolina communities, presenting key topics to over 200 people each February at the annual Local to Global Student Fellowship Dinner and Global to Local Observations each April following their United Nations experience.
I've always been passionate about women's human rights, and this fellowship was just such a unique opportunity for students. I've never even heard of another opportunity like this for undergraduate students to travel to the UN and to present our research, so I knew I had to apply and see if I could participate.
This has really helped me a lot. It's given me a lot of confidence to go out there and actually do research and find resources and find the people that can help connect me with different resources. And it's also helped my presentation skills because we've done a lot of workshops on public speaking.
As an Egyptian American, I've seen how women are treated and how they're impacted on a global sphere. So I know exactly what needs to be done, and I know that there's so much that needs to be done.
Quite frankly, I would say that my research wouldn't exist if it weren't for WomenNC. So having the passion that I had had for reproductive justice, brewing inside of me for years, but now having an outlet in which to go and research and have that support system.
I felt really alone in this field as a college student, but now that I realize that there's so many men involved to eradicate violence against women and girls, I feel really strong about it, and I feel great. I feel very happy. This framework of violence against women and girls as women's issue is problematic because, like Jackson Katz, the author of Magic Paradox, said, this is not a women's issue when 99% of the perpetrators are men. This is just interesting.
This growing network of WomenNC fellow alumni has gone on to become leaders in our community. serving on nonprofit and agency boards and committees, acting as a voice for this generation and furthering the progress of women's human rights in their communities across the United States and around the world.
Since the fellowship, I've had the opportunity to work in Durham at a domestic violence service provider and to conduct some independent research this past summer in India on intimate partner violence in the north of India. And the WomenNC Fellowship really gave me the background and the groundwork to step forward.
For me, my experience with WomenNC as a fellow has resonated in every part of my life since then. I pursued international development work for women after I graduated from North Carolina State University, and I joined the U.S. Peace Corps, where I served for 27 months in Indonesia. And everything that I saw was through this lens of gender equality, and that's what I gained from WomenNC.
As our organization grows in size and impact, WomenNC continues to rely on volunteers and the generous support of individual donors and partners.
We need the community support because this fellowship is providing resources for students who would not have the opportunity otherwise. And I know that at my own school, I would have loved to have an opportunity like WomenNC, but my school simply didn't provide it. So to find a group of passionate people who were passionate about women's rights and dedicated to helping youth develop skills necessary for advocacy really changed my life.
Learn more about how you can be a part of our mission by visiting our website, womennc.org. Together, we can raise a generation in North Carolina that honors women's human rights.